welcome back to the video. Today I'll be ranking all of the Series 13 episodes, not including the one tonight. I think I've heard on the internet this is Jodie Whittaker's last one. I hope you guys had a happy New Year. This is the Doctor Who New Year's Eve, not New Year's Eve, New Year's Day special. Sorry guys, my mistake. So we're ranking all the survivors, well not survivors of the Flux series, the Flux. If you didn't know, the new series 13, is about the Flux, obviously. Not counting today's episode. That I will do a video on that tomorrow, because I believe there is going to be another Doctor. There is conspiracy theory out there that it will be Ollie Alexandra. Put who you think it is in the comments, guys. Personally, I believe in the theories. But anyway, guys, let's get into the video. So, starting with the Halloween apocalypse. This is Doctor Who and the BBC just saying, welcome back to Doctor Who. So you see at the start, Yaz and the Doctor trying to escape from an alien hostile planet, and basically they've got handcuffs on, and the Doctor's trying to say release, but instead of release, she said relief. So and then it finally came off. How typical! Not really surprised for the 13th Doctor, but like I said, this is just the BBC saying we've been gone for about 5 months. Welcome back to Doctor Who, and maybe not 5 months, but like 2 months even, but. This just welcomes back some characters and new characters. So we met in this episode Claire Brown, who got sent back in time. We do see her again in the Village of the Angels, so we'll be ranking that episode. One of my favourites, actually. You'll see why in a minute. This was just another welcoming, like all series starters has, just welcomes you to the actual show itself, which is nice. I do like that. Some were better though than, this one. They tried, but they could have just done a bit better. We saw Kazarus. I can still not say his name, but we're going to call him the Dog Man, alright? We saw him for the first time. He went into Dan's house, who is played by John Bishop. Great actor. Great comedic actor. I love John Bishop. But this one didn't stick to me. It's just a good. It's not one of the best season starters. Most season starters just... Like, for example, I remember the David Tennant season starter. It didn't even introduce you to any new characters. I mean, we saw the cigarettes and stuff like that. But that was just telling you mostly about the Doctor and his new appearance. This one, like, she's just regenerated though. This one was just, like, I'm here, here's some new characters, here's some old characters. So it was just sort of all over the place, but it had that really, really powerful ending. Like, we saw the universe collapsing at the end of the episode from one of the Flux events, which was quite powerful, I think, and I did quite like that. Anyway, that's what I think about that one. I can't really put it anywhere else. And also, guys, if you're enjoying this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn post notifications now. Not miss a single video on the Who Nature official channel. And also, while you're at it, you can go follow my TikTok if you want, Who Nature. Anyway, guys, thank you. Just for some social support. Anyway, guys, we've got the War of the Sontarans. This one was one of them episodes where the universe is sort of breaking up, and it's really, 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 really weird. It's a bit confusing, takes a while to get this one, but you do get it eventually. This one is basically, we go back to the French Revolution, obviously the Russian Revolution, I don't really know. I think it was the French Revolution. I don't know a lot about stuff like that. I know a lot about history myself, but not about the French Revolution. Or whatever happened there. And the Sontarans interfered with that. And I really, really do like these episodes. People think, oh, it's not sci-fi. Well, the Flux in Doctor Who, like I said in my ranking, you might want to go watch that if you want to understand maybe why I like the 13th Doctor a bit more. But this just cut it for the 13th Doctor, because in her previous seasons, she was sort of, if you know what I mean, it's hard to explain. It was sort of turned into a kids' factual show again, and in the Flux, they sort of brought it back. So, like I said, I do quite like these episodes, and we figured out that the Sontarans wanted to go to war with the Brits, and they did a really, really good job of recreating that. Really, really good job. The battlefield looks insane, and the Sontarans ended up building this base plant sort of thing for this time fracture wall, which was really, really good. We had Mary Siegel, whatever her name was. I don't know her name, but Really, really good episode. I do give this one a grade. It doesn't give you too much education about the battle. It really, really doesn't. It tells you about Mary Siegel, I believe. That's who her name is. It tells you a lot about her, but mostly about the Sontarans and why they are here and why they're stated there. And it's really, really smashing episode. If you've not seen the Flux, go watch it, because it's one of the best series the 13th Doctor has done, personally. Really, really good series. But I think the Wars of Sontarans goes to great. I think it was a really, really good episode, but it could have been a bit better. Anyway, once upon a time, this was another great episode. Not in the ranking grade. I'm gonna put it somewhere later, but this was a good episode overall. Basically, this is one of the episodes what the BBC make to tell the fans, you want answers, here's your answers, and they give you information more about the Doctor and her appearance, obviously. So it told us that more about the fugitive Doctor, as we know, Jo Martin. It told us more about her, which was quite interesting, and we knew the Dogman, yeah. We knew the Dogman was one of the old 13th Doctors, the Doctor's companions, which was quite interesting to know. I did not see that coming from a mile away. It's quite, it was quite unexpected, I think. But this, like I said, this is like, BBC made this, Chris Chibnall wrote this to say, you want answers, here are your answers, Doctor Who, here are your answers, fandom, here are your answers, Whovians. It's just trying to give you answers, and it did a really, really good job on that. It revealed the more the Doctor's, about secretive backstory, and this episode made me feel like the Doctor's more of like a, it is, there's more about the Doctor and how mysterious this character is, and it just brought that back a lot more than some of the other episodes the 13th Doctor has done, and I really, really did enjoy this one. A lot of my questions were asked, like, what did the fugitive Doctor do? We know she defeated the Flux too. We know that. We saw, I forgot the names again, guys. And my apologies. But we saw the two. We saw the. Let's call them Flux. The two Flux people, basically, sitting on the thrones and dying, basically, which was pretty sick. And the 13th Doctor was literally like travelling through different time zones. Everyone was. And I believe this is the episode where, I think this is the one where Yaz and Dan go back in time. It could be this one. No, it's not. They sort of go over the place, and they're trying to get away from the Weeping Angels, which was quite cool, actually, to see. But I really, really did enjoy this episode. Probably one of the best in the series. So, therefore, I think it's a great really, really good episode. Now, Village of the Angels, I think this is like the best episode in the series. It's a fantastic. The reason is, it's just a good quality episode. I like good quality episodes. And the Village of the Angels brought that to me a lot. It sort of went away from the Flux event and more about the Weeping Angels and some other monsters, which I liked instead of the storyline. I do love storyline in Doctor Who. It's amazing quality, amazing writing. But personally, was it alright? Yeah, it was amazing. I don't know what you're on about. It's the best in the series. But this is a spot-on episode. It's about the 13th Doctor. 13th Doctor, Dan and Yaz go back in time to the 1960s. We also see we also see a professor. He's called Professor Jericho, and they try to defend the house. And we saw Claire Brown. We saw Claire Brown again, because if you remember, in the Halloween Apocalypse, we saw her get sent back in time, and then obviously then she went to the 1960s with Professor Jericho, and then the Weeping Angels get Dan and Yaz and also Jericho, but Claire is unaffected by it, I believe, and so is the Doctor, and the Doctor is trying to find them. It's a bit of a weird episode, and I think Yaz and Dan go back to 1912 or 1911, I believe, in England. It's a really, really good episode. It just brings back the more sneakiness and mysterio about the if you know what I mean, about the Weeping Angels. I mean, Stephen Moffat, I think he sort of ruined it. Not in Blink. Don't hate me. Yeah, Blink is a great episode. Before you spam the comments like, oh my god, you think Blink's rubbish, well, Stephen Moffat wrote too. No, it's not. That's the best episode, one of the best episodes David Tennant have done. But as Stephen Moffat took the reins later, as we saw the Weeping Angels move their head and stuff like that, which was okay, but it was just a bit sad that they took away the mysterio of them, basically. But now they were back in like a more mysterious form, which I really, 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 really like. And they did a smashing job of recreating what Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat has made originally, which I really, really did enjoy. But Village of the Angels, great episode. Now, Survivors of the Flux was an okay episode. It was a bit all over the place, this one, I believe. It just was, though. It was all over the place. It was a bit tipsy-turvy, all over the place, like I just said. Because it was Yaz, Professor Jericho. I'm being too harsh. It's a good, at least. Guys. It's about Yaz, Professor Jericho, and Dan being stuck in 1912, and they're trying to get back to their normal time zone, and obviously they're trying to get back to the Doctor. The Doctor is trying to do the exact same for them, but it's not really working. And Yes has this little like a little hologram of the 13th Doctor, saying like, I'll find you, but it's been about 5 years, I believe, 3 years it was. They've been stuck in a time zone for quite a while, but it was a bit weird that we figured out that one person in the next episode we saw the Doctor's mum, and it was a bit weird how what they did, like we're going into the other universe. I'm like, could you have done something better? Just a bit, come on. But cause I wish someone had just said we go into another universe. Like I wanted it to be the Flux, and like all universes are breaking down. I think that'll make it a lot more dangerous and scary for all universes. And the Doctor had more weight on his shoulders, obviously, but it would have made the episode just a bit better, if you know what I mean. Consider that BBC could have been better, but I do like this episode, but I just wish it could have been a bit better and some standards what it could have. It could have met. Anyway, The Vanquishers. This was another great episode. It was one of the episodes that was a bit confusing, again, but this was a good finale. I mean, the end... that's why I didn't go in fantastic. The ending was a bit weird. It was a bit boring, because the Flux just went, and it just gone. It was just gone for some random reason. It was a bit weird. It just went with, like... not a lot of explanation, it just sort of went, if you know what I mean, guys. Disappeared from reality. But it was a good episode. There was 3 13th Doctors in it, from like different areas, because the Flux was making the Doctor appear in different areas. One point there was with Yaz, Dr. Jericho, Claire Brown. Oh, and also we've got Lethbridge Stewart in this. She's back, guys, she's back. But this is a really, really good episode. It's a great episode. Kate Lethbridge Stewart is back in this, which is really, really good. She did a fantastic job being back. Actually, better than the 11th Doctor series, personally. But just sort of having banter with the 13th Doctor. The 13th Doctor's one point on an alien ship with Yaz, and then she was in like 1870 somewhere, or like Victorian times, which... This episode was a really, really good finale. I did really, really enjoy this episode. It made more mysterious to the actual Doctor again. We found more out about her, about where she lived and what happened. And we saw her pocket watch. At the end of the episode, she said to the TARDIS, put this somewhere where I can never find it. So I don't think she ever wants to see it again. Not even other incarnations. So... that was a good ending, and now we just need to wait for tonight to see what unfolds and see if the Doctor regenerates to Ollie Alexandra, possibly. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a happy New Year and a good New Year's Day.